Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. Or if it's your first time here, thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button below. Please leave a comment as well. Your comment is very important. So we're going to have a look at the possible deck combinations. So these are just a few of the deck combination that I've been trying out for the past, I think, 4 or 5 hours. And all of these decks actually work. So this is one that I've been using for the quest. The others I've been using against the bosses. So this is the main one that I've been using, and it uses 2 copies of the support card, which is Huntress Lagata, and it's quite good. I've got Magma Ventrix, which is the Master Collection card from the last Fire Commander event. I've got Ra the Divine Flame, and I've got Fireflight Thought, and these are from the same event. So Fireflight Thought and Ra the Divine will actually create 5 power gems, and if there are 4 or more power gem 4s on the board, it will create an extra 5 power gem each. So that's where Magma Ventrix comes into play. So Magma Ventrix will create 4 fire power gem 4s, and that effect is double if Smoldering is actually active. So we're not using the support card on this particular deck, so forget about Smoldering. We're using Lagata. Lagata won't be able to get the budding polarity, so her actually doubling up on her gem won't actually work as well, because I haven't got the event card, didn't manage to get it from the collection. I actually got Crimson Vengeance, which is a good card, and I got a second copy of Crimson Vengeance as well from the pack. I did take the Master Pack and the Ultra Pack up to the third tier, just to get a rune each. So the way I play this deck, I allow my relics to generate my gems, I swap my gems, and when all my battle skills are powered up, I operate Magma Ventrix first to get my 4 power gem 4s. I then activate Ra the Divine and Thought, then the 2 copies of the support card just to fill out the spaces, swap the power gems, and the boss is dead. It's quite quick, quite effective, and it's powerful. The next combination I've got uses the 2 Crimson Vengeance. So they're at 5-star and they have not been powered up. The next one is Magma Ventrix. Again, Magma Ventrix is the one that brings the whole deck together. So after you've swapped your gems created by your relics, you're gonna activate from Magma Ventrix first, Ra the Divine, Thought, then your 2 Crimson Vengeance. The reason why you're going to activate the 2 Crimson Vengeance last is because Crimson Vengeance actually creates power gems based on the amount of gems, fire gems that's on the board. So because it's at 5-star, it's only going to create power gem 1s based on, it's gonna create 1 power gem 1 for every 10 fire gem that's on the board. When it gets up to 6-star, it creates 1 power gem 1 for every 5 fire gems that's on the board. So it's not gonna create as much when it's 5-star as when it's 6-star, but it will create quite a few. So when you activate Magma Ventrix, it will create 4 fire power gem 4s. After you've swapped your gems created by your relics, you're gonna create 1 or 2 firepower gems there as well. Thought will create 10 power gems because you've actually got 4 power gem 4s on the board. Ra also will create 10 power gems. That will give you a maximum of, say, 25 power gems on the board. Based on that, your relics are going to create 1 power gem respectfully, and then when you activate your Crimson Vengeance, she will create 3 power gems, one for each 10 power gems that's on the board, and one originally, because she will create 1 if there's no fire power gems on the board, and she will create one for every 10. So you'll have 26, 27. So you'll create approximately 3 per Crimson Vengeance, which give you a total of 6. So you'll have 32 power gems on the board, which is more than enough to generate enough power to actually take down a legend boss. The next one that I'm using is this one, which has 2 Soul Thrasher. So I did get these 2 Soul Thrasher last year during the fire event that was before that was the Halloween deck, and Soul Thrasher is quite effective and quite good at producing gems. It's intensity dependent, so it takes quite a while to get your intensity high enough. And on this particular setup, I haven't got the Baleful Bride or the Pumpkin Queen to help me to generate intensity. I've only got 4 relics generating intensity, so each relic will generate 5 intensity, apart from this one, which is enchanted, so it will create 6. It will generate 6 intensity, so that will give you 21 intensity each turn, which takes 5 turns to get up to 100. You need about 340. 300 is fine for Soul Thrasher to produce enough firepower gems to actually give you a big bang for your buck. Plus you've got Magma Ventrix creating 4 firepower gem 4s as well, which adds to the power generation. The Huntress will heal your deck, and I've also got a Fire Scepter, which aids in recovery as well. So you won't be short for heal, you won't be short for gem production, and you won't be short on fire gem production as well. So this one is quite powerful. Last but not least is this particular one. This one is cheap and cheerful. So you've got Ra the Divine Flame, which was a event card from a past event. I think it's going to be one of the cards in the starter deck or the retro deck that would be available tomorrow or on Saturday. So please try and get a copy. You need approximately, I think it's 500 gems for the first tier that will give you a relic and a support card. The second tier will be 1000 gems, so you need approximately 1500 gem to get a copy of the Ra the Divine. Flare Fire was the event card from the last Fire Commander event. So if you haven't got this card and you've got a card that can generate power gems as well, even if it's a Slayer, you can add it to your deck as well. I've got 2 copies of the Huntress and I've got 1 copy of Smoldersaurus, and these are all support cards. Though this deck won't generate as much power as the previous decks, but it will generate quite a bit of power. So I've got 2 Rear Staff on the deck to give me a bit more damage output. I've got my Fire Scepter for heal, I've got my Havoc, and I've got my Primal Tomahawk, and those are just to buff my cards and generate fire gems as well, plus firepower gems as well. So it's quite a cheap and cheerful deck, but it's quite effective and it's obtainable and it's affordable as well. So those are some of the combination that I've got for you. The bosses, however, are not very strong because the event just started and I've just played through my quest, and I'm just killing the bosses, getting them as strong as possible. So we'll see how a few of the decks actually work against some of the bosses. So let's first go to the cheap and cheerful deck. So this is a cheap and cheerful deck. So Ra won't produce the extra 5 power gems because we haven't got any cards on the deck that will enable us to tap into that part of his skill, but you will generate 5 power gem ones, which should be good enough to take down this boss. So you pop your battle skills, and as you can see, the deck is quite powerful to take down a level 70 boss, but when the bosses get up to legendary, then you will need to generate your power gems to actually take down the bosses. So what I will do, I will make a next video probably later on today or tomorrow, just to show you the effectiveness of all these decks. This one is quite good. However, it's too powerful for this boss at the moment. It will take on the boss on the first turn, unless what I'll try and do, I'll try and match just a bit less gems, just enough gems to power up their battle skill. So we'll do 4, and yeah, that should be enough. 6 and 4, 10 gems. Their battle skill is powered up. Let's see. It's still too powerful to actually tap into the secondary part of their battle skill. You know what, let's try one of these bosses. Let's try this one and see if we are able to demonstrate the effectiveness of this deck. So we just want to power up their battle skill. We don't want to generate enough power to kill the boss. So that should be enough, more than enough to power up their battle skill. The boss isn't dead, so first and foremost Magma Ventrix, then Ra, Thord, and both Crimson Vengeance. And as you can see, the board is filled with power gems. Swap your power gems. There we go. As you can see, my Magma Ventrix is generating 10 billion damage, and that's with 1 key. So that is quite good, quite effective, and that's just 1 key. My support cards aren't generating as much damage because they are not actually attack. They are warriors, so they've got lots of health, but they're low on damage. And that's why I said if you can manage to get a copy of the event card, do get a copy of the event card, because it will generate more damage output than the support card. It would be wonderful to actually get the event card from the 5-star collection, but if you can afford to get one from the pack, do get one, because it will give you that extra boost of power. If you can't afford it and you haven't got Magma Ventrix, just play around with your deck and see how you're able to generate a bit more power. One of the deck that will generate quite a bit of power would be not that one, would be this one. So this one will generate quite a bit of power because Soul Thrasher isn't limited to the amount of power gems that he can actually produce. He can produce quite a bit of power gems. He's only limited by the amount spaces that's on the board. So we've got 35 spaces on the board, and he can fill the entire board. If we had 100 spaces, intensity get high enough, he could fill the whole board if it required 100 gems. So these cards are unlimited as to the amount of power gems they can produce. They are unlimited by the amount of space that's on the board. And if you've got Alex would be a good addition, because Alex actually produces power gem 2s, so you get power gem 3s rather than power gem 2s with 2 Soul Thrasher. But as I said, Alex is a slayer, so he won't generate as much power, but he will give you that extra boost of power because he produces power gem 2s. So those are some of the combinations that I've got for you. I'll actually do a next video tomorrow, and I'll try and do one on Saturday just to give an update on how the event is going. At the moment, I'm not sure if the event is going to be quite good. I'm not sure about the deck because, as you can see, I've only got 2 support cards. But if I manage to get the Master Collection card and the Ultra Rare and craft the Ultimate Form, I will also do a video. I didn't do a video last week, even though I got the full deck, because the event wasn't that good for me and I was a bit disappointed in the deck, so I just decided not to do a video. But I will do a video this week. I'll probably do 2 more videos for the weekend. So like, subscribe, please leave a comment below, share the video. This is Octane saying peace and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.